Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Python Pandas related tutorial. In this part, we are doing HR Analytics EDA, that is, we are doing attrition analysis. This is part 1 where we will learn how to create KPIs. Earlier, we created a dashboard using Python using Power BI where we created these KPIs on the HR attrition analysis data. So we created this KPI, and in this part you will learn how to write Python Pandas code to create a similar KPI table like this, where you can see number of employees, attrition count, attrition rate, average salary, average tenure. So how you can do that, we will learn in this part. So the data set that we have is HR Analytics data, which you can get from Kaggle. I will give you the source. Here we have employee ID, their age group. We have attrition, whether they left the company, yes or no. Business travel, how frequently do they travel, their daily rate, department in which they work, distance from home, education level, educational field, employee count, how many employees are there. Then we have the employee number, some random number given to the employee, environment, satisfaction, how satisfied is the employee, their gender, their hourly rate, their job involvement, like 2 or 3 or 1, their job level, their job role, job satisfaction, marital status, and so on. There are columns which I will explain while working with the data set. So this is the first part. Let's get started with it. So in order to perform exploratory data analysis on this data set with the help of Python Pandas, first we will open Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook and connect this data set. We perform exploratory data analysis on this same data set with the help of Power BI, which you can see here, where we created an interactive dashboard like this. So we will try to create different type of visuals that we are seeing here using Python Pandas as well. So here we have opened Google Colab notebook. We will connect here and we will simply write EDA on at HR data. We can copy HR Analytics dashboard attrition analysis. So here we are just doing HR Analytics EDA attrition analysis using Python Pandas. We will import Pandas SPD because this will import the library which will help us in connecting with the data set, and we will import Seaborn as SNS. So most of the graphs that we will plot will be created with the help of Seaborn. Now we can click on the files here. So the CSV file that I will provide you along with this along with description of this data set or this tutorial. So you have to upload the CSV file. So just click upload to session storage and upload that file. So here we will select the file and it will start getting uploaded. Then we will create df. Df will be pd dot read underscore csv, and then we have to provide the dataset name. So the dataset path. So just copy the path from here and put it here, and now this file will be connected. We can write df.head to see top 5 rows of the data, and I will put 3 here to see top 3 rows. So you can see the same data that we were seeing here, the HR attrition analysis dataset, we can see here as well. And just for your reference, the source of this dataset is from Kaggle. So you can read the dataset description, etc., use cases, everything you can read from here as well. Now the first analysis or first visual that we can try is, first let's say we have to count how many employees do we have. These are the KPIs, right? How many employees do we have? So how can we do it with the help of Python Pandas? So here if you will write df dot shape, okay, so you will get there are 1480 rows in the data. Because this is a tuple output, so you can write df dot shape 0, so you will get 1480, which is the number of employees. So we can write number of employees in the data equal to df.shape0. This is one way of doing it, and when you will print, it will be like that. Number of employees 1480. Second is attrition, right? In attrition, we apply a filter. So what we have done is we have simply used this card here. So here it is given attrition count. So in the data set, attrition is given as either yes or no. So what we have to do, we have to select the data set and count the values where attrition is yes, right? So how can we do that? So df is the data set. If you will write df is square bracket, this is like df where, okay? Then we will write df again and square bracket. So now we are selecting a column. So df where df attrition, okay, equal to yes. So we are just writing df where df attrition equal to yes. Equal to means a comparison operator. So when you will write that, you will get only the data set where attrition is yes, okay? And just as we did for shape 0 here, we can also write dot shape 0 here, okay? So this way the number of values, that 238, the number of rows that we have, is actually attrition count, okay? So this is attrition count, number of employees who left. So attrition count, this way you will create that, and when you will print that variable, you will see 238. And just to make sure we are doing it correctly, we also have the numbers here. Then we have attrition rate. So in attrition rate, you will apply a formula that whatever attrition count is and whatever number of employee you have, and you will divide them, right? So and give the answer as a percentage. So you can see we have attrition count. If we divide it with number of employees, right? So if we divide, you will get 0.16, and if you simply multiply it by 100, so that will be our attrition rate. So we are creating these variables which we can use later. So we will just put this in bracket and multiply by 100. So now we will have the attrition rate. So this way you can see we are creating our KPIs. So the attrition rate, attrition count, and number of employees are given. Similarly, we have another KPI here, that is average age. How can we calculate this? So you can see age is given. So age is a column. So first you will select that column df age. This will select your column by writing one square bracket. In Python Pandas, you can select a column, and then this becomes a series. In a series, there is a method called dot mean, okay, which will give you a value 36.91. Okay, you can see it is giving as a np dot float. So you can see 36.92, very close it is there. And this is what we can do. Since it is being given as a float value like this, we can convert it into a regular value. So we will simply use average age is equal to, we will just convert it to float using this type conversion function, and we will get the average age. Now you can see there are a lot of decimals here, like there are a number of decimal places. So we will round average age to 2 decimal places, okay? So in order to do that, we can write round here. So round, you can write number and number of digits, okay? So we will write round average age 2, and we will save it in the same variable. So average age is equal to this. So when you will do this, and finally when you will print average age, you will see 36.92, which is same as this dashboard. Similarly, you can calculate average salary here, okay? So we can write average salary. So to find average salary, we will write df monthly income, and we will just do its mean, and that will give us average salary. Okay, so if you will just print that, it will give output like 6504 like that. So what we can do, we can do the same thing. Like first we have to convert it into float. So what we can do, we can directly convert it into float here, and since we know that there can be n number of decimals, so we can directly round it also, and here we will write comma 2 decimal places. Now let's do this, and you can see 6504.99 is the average salary, which is here it is in a more summarized way, which is 6.50k. So here we have the average salary, and now the final part, that is average tenure. So for average tenure, we have used years at company. Okay, so to find out the average tenure, we have to consider years at company. So average tenure will be round of float of. So for average tenure, we will do the same thing, and here you can see 7.01. Now you can see we have these variables. This is where Google Colab is very much helpful, because in Google Colab, when you will type something, you will get auto corrections and suggestions. So we have number of employees, application count, rate, etc. These are our KPIs. So use these variables as a table. Okay, so we have to convert them as a table. Now in order to convert them as a table, what we can do, we have to create a dictionary. Okay, so we will create a dictionary called KPIs. So KPIs will be a dictionary, and in the dictionary we will write number of employees, num employees, attrition count will be attrition count. You can see how good Google Colab is. It just understands what we try to do. And average age is this, and since we have other values, so average salary will be this, and average tenure will be this, right? So this way we will have a dictionary, and we can prepare a KPI table by converting this dictionary into a data frame. So this will be KPI DF will be PD dot data frame KPIs. Okay, where we will put these KPIs, and when we will run that, you have your KPI data frame, and your KPI table will be ready. Number of employees, attrition count, attrition rate. So now you have your KPI table available. So this was the part 1 of this exploratory data analysis series. In part 2, we will learn how to create these graphs, like how to create the pie chart, how to create the bar chart, how to create line chart, whatever data we have displayed here, how to create this table, which is a cross tabulation. So we will learn all of that. So please subscribe to our channel, like this video, so that we get enough support, and whenever we will upload our next video, you will get a notification. For exploratory data analysis using Python Pandas, please follow our series where we have more than 30 videos. Thanks for watching this part. See you in the part 2.